categories or different hierarchies. You may not have all of this because you only have 3 locations, but if you had more stores or different districts, you can split them up and see how things are getting completed. So we'll take a look at, for example, week to date here. Let's take a look at one person. So let's take a look at Michaela's team, maybe. There you go. So for Michaela, she probably oversees 3 or 4 stores. So right now she has 1 overdue task, 12 this week, 13 in total. And these are her and her stores under her. So if you click on any of these will take us to the individual tasks and let us know what the task is, where it needs to be completed, and obviously when it needs to be completed by. The next box here is the task completion rates. So that's, for example, if somebody logged in here, let's say Albert, you can see how tasks are being completed. So all the tasks that are sent out on a weekly basis or a daily basis, you can then go in here and see how they're actually being completed as a whole. So for this example, looks like Michaela's team is doing 100%, while the company average is about 70%. So she's doing a little bit better than the company. Okay. The next one here is the form. Here all the forms are being filled out. You'll see that one just got done 3 minutes ago, another one 4 minutes ago. And these will actually take you into the reports of these forms. So I'm going to go over that in a minute. Next is the top workflows. So having the ability to create workflows off of any of the questions. So for example, you have a opening checklist and one of the questions says, is the bucket of sauce ready to go? So they can go ahead and mark that answer maybe as a no. And so automatically you can create a task back to the store and say, please prepare a sauce bucket and take a photo of it. And so you can see in here the before and after of them going through an opening checklist, missing a couple of things, and then after that, them going back and fixing those issues and having photo validation or any kind of validation that they completed the work. Okay. The next box here is the frequently answered no. So if I pull up like an opening checklist, I can see which of my questions are negatively answered the most. So for them, this week, for example, chicken temperature in reach and cooler was marked 29% a no, or based on the prep report, are we going to run out of anything today? 86% of the time is no. So depending on what the questions are and depending on what the forms are, you can see your frequently answered no, your frequently answered negative questions to see the best area for opportunity or where you need to improve on anything that's happening at your stores.
I see.
Okay. The last one here is having the ability to see how things are being completed. So for the store managers who are doing these closing checklists, these pre-rush checklists, you'll be able to see how things are being completed. So on Monday, 100% of the stores completed all these checklists. Tuesday, not so much, but in total, we got 88% on the pre-rush and the opening, 75% on the closing checklist. So this gives Albert or whoever an overview of how things are being completed per the form and per all the locations. Okay. Questions about this dashboard?
Okay, those reports is that only, for example, like Albert has let's say 5 stores. He can like see 5 stores report, right? If I only manage 1 store, can I only see my stores, like, report, like weekly report, something like that?
Yeah. So Joe, our dynamic, our arrangement is as he said, I have partners, and then I'm
so you can see your locations and you'll only be able to see your store reports. You're not going to have all of the analytics here as what Albert would see, but you'd be able to see like how many times the checklist did not get completed on a daily basis, for example.
Okay.
So we could choose admin setting, or just user setting, and then who gets access to which stores, correct?
Sorry, you're fainting out a little bit.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you just when you speak, it just faints out.
Okay, so what I mean is... Okay. So our arrangement is I'm a partner on all 5 stores. Some of these partners are only partners on 1 or 2 or 3 stores.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, so that actually makes it easier. You can just create a hierarchy here. So if you want to just see, so you'll have your 3 stores, you can call it Albert stores, and then someone else's stores, and so then you'll be able to just see those stores, either 3 of them or 1 of each.
Okay. And so let's say if one guy is just involved with one store, he wouldn't be able to see the other stores if we chose so, correct?
Right, unless you want.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, so that's easily created. It would just be a hierarchy. So we would just make, Albert has 3 stores, Wayne has 1 store, and sorry, I didn't get the other names, but you would have 1 store. So you're able to just see the stores that are under you.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go down to the projects. So these are all the different tasks that are being assigned out at Team Say Yes right now. So you'll see there's lots of daily, weekly, monthly, and so we can see how things are being completed. And again, to your points, depending on who logs in here, you'll see either 3 stores, you'll see 1 store, and how things are being completed. So if I switch this to, for example, back to Michaela, I'll see different numbers in here because she only oversees 2 stores. So it would be 1 for 1 for you, or 0 of 3 for one of you. So I can go into here and take a look at an opening checklist. I can go in here and the one done here, and take a look at individual submission here. So we know where they were relevant to the restaurant. So they did this at 6237. The MIC was Joy, and they just completed this. So this is one of their opening checklists, taking a picture of anything that needs to be completed. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, but just going through this, taking photos of temperatures. And again, just doing exactly what you would do on a piece of paper, just going through the app and taking photos as well.
Okay. This is for you or me, but we can ask them to do it and
Upload to the website. Once they come and check here, they ask you where's the temperature check record. You can show them this thing.
And then on the right-hand side is your accountability. So you know where they were relevant to the restaurants. So the blue is where you did the form. The green is the store. So you know they were there, and then you know how long it took to do. So this took about 27 minutes to complete. Started at 2:51, ended at 3:18.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
You can pull all this information out. So if I wanted to do only 6237, so I want to see everything that's happening at 6237, I could pull up that store. So the blue is the location of the store. The red is all the work that's supposed to be done at the store. And then this is all that's being completed at the store. So I can pull up anything that was completed by the time period or by the checklist, pull it up, as well as I can see everything that needs to be completed in the future for this store. So they have quality audits due in a couple days, and an OER due in a couple days as well. Okay. So from there, we can pull out all the information for one form as well. So if I want to do I'm going to use an OER as an example. I want to see all the OERs that have been completed at my store. So we show you this in 3 views: the dashboard view, the list view, and the gallery view. The dashboard view shows you all the different questions in graphs. So I could do this by different locations. I could do this by different time periods. So days, weeks, months, years, and I can compare anything as well. So we'll take a look at month over month here, 30 days over 30 days. So this month, we're averaging about 80%. That's about 0.36 over last month, so a little bit better. And so we can go through this, and same thing as your OER that you're doing in Power right now. You'll be able to see the score for the individual sections, and all this is interactive. So if I want to take a look at the remakes here, I can say it looks like there were 11% remakes this month. So I can go ahead and click on that, and I'll be able to see the photos of those remakes that are being taken. So this is what matches criteria in the last 30 days. When the pizza was a remake, I'll be able to see those. And then from there, I want to take a look at all the photos. So pull up the gallery here, and let's just say I want to see all of the remakes themselves. So I can filter this and say all the pizza ones that are remakes.
Holy.
And then just go through the photos.
Okay.
And does it show who's the author that did this operation evaluation or this specific photo?
Yep. So you can go back into the submission, and then you can see right up here who did it.
Okay.
So this is the one that we're looking at, bubble too large, placement off. And you can just keep going through these, one by one. You can download them as well. So if you want to download them and share them, you could download them in mass. So if you want to see this week, date submitted is this week. Maybe let's try last week. I guess there was no remakes in the last week. Let's try last one. Okay. So last month, for example, I could download all of these photos and I'll get an email of them, and then you could share them with your team or whatever you want to do with these. So all the photos come through. So depending on what you're looking for, you can pull up all of the information through the filters. You could also get copies of this automatically sent to you. So for example, if you wanted to see all the remakes on a weekly basis, you could set up an automatic report that sends it to you on a Monday morning, for example. And you'll get all the submissions where there was a remake of the pizza, and you'll be able to see who did it, at what store, at what time, so on and so forth.
Okay, great.
All right. Questions about the reports here? Okay, pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to switch over to the mobile side. Any questions you have on the web version before I switch over?
So far it's okay for me.
Okay.
Wayne, do you have any questions?
No. So I think you're gonna set up a user ID for each store, supervisor or
Each. So it goes by each store. So the idea here is to get a tablet for your store. You set up one store account, so anybody who walks in for the shift picks up the tablet. They'll tell them exactly what needs to get completed. They'll write their name on it. They can sign on it, and then they'll complete the work. Put the tablet down. The next person comes in, does the work that's assigned to them.
Do we prepare our own tablet, or you guys provide it?
No, we prepare our own.
Yeah. Like I said, any device, iOS, Android, or Microsoft. So you have the ability to go buy whatever tablet you want.
Okay.
It's just a native app on your phone, just like you would download any other app off of the App Store.
okay.
Okay. So I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to throw us into our demo account so I actually can write on it. All right. So to show you, I'm on my iPad right now. So just give you a quick look. Again, native app. So opening it up, and this is what it looks like for a store. So very simple. When you open it up, it tells you my task that needs to be completed. So I'll go click on one of these boxes. I'll click the 2 today, and I have a dirty outside and a restaurant opening checklist. I'm actually going to assign out work just to show you how easy it is to actually ask the stores to do anything in real time. So I'm going to go ahead and create a project, and I'm going to pull out a form from our demo account here. I'll call it brand standards, something like your OER. I'm going to assign it out to my general managers or to my stores. I'm going to just do it for my district. So you're going to see 4 tasks going to be created. I'm going to go and say this is due today. So go ahead and create that. I'll reload this. And I'll see that brand standards was just completed here. So I'm going to go back here. You'll see that pop-up message. So I missed that notification, but essentially I can go back into the dashboard. And I have 3 now. So I'm going to go and click on the 3. And I'm going to fill one of these out. So I'm going to fill out this brand standards. Go to the form, and then just start filling this out. So I already know that I'm at 1355, and I just go through this. So is the outside free of trash? No. Take a photo. I can annotate on this as well. So if you need to draw on it. So pretty self-explanatory, just going through this and answering all the questions. So there's different types of questions, things around multiple choice and pick lists. There's timers as well, so if you're doing any kind of like pepperoni times, you can do that in here. And then we do a scoring as well. So same thing as what you would do if you're an OER. We have the scores for the OER. For this, we just created generic scores, and then we go ahead and sign on here. And then you go ahead and hit submit. It uploads in the backgrounds, and then you do your next task. So you'll see that I have a follow-up task assigned to me. So because I answered the first question that there was dirty, the outside was dirty, I now have a follow-up question or a follow-up that says dirty outside, due tomorrow. So if we go back to here, this all comes through. So the store will get a copy. You could set up it to send you a copy as well, or you can come into here and take it as ad hoc. But this is exactly what we just completed, so I can go ahead and pull it up. So it comes in real time, so this is the pictures that I just took. So it took me about a minute to complete, and then I have this outstanding task to get completed. So I'll go back to my iPad here, and this is due. I'll go here, it'll tell me where this triggered from. So this triggered from the brand standards that was completed. I can go back and take a look at or I'm just going to go ahead and complete that. So I'm going to say, clean here, complete that task, and then go back here, and I'll see that completed. So I'll see the whole workflow of the brand standards being completed, the exception of the dirty outside, a task created back to the store, and then completed by the store, and then you have that picture there. So essentially a before and after photo of anything that was resolved.
Wow.
At the same time, for you, if you have this on your phone,
Yeah.
I'm pulling up my phone, one second. If you have this on this phone, you will get alerts either by text message, notifications, or email. So I could pull up the email that was sent to me and see what was the outstanding follow-ups. So I had the dirty outside, and then I can go through here and actually highlight that in red. So this is what was completed, and then send it to me as a district manager, or as an owner, or whoever wants to get the information. Same thing, I can see it in-app as well, so I can pull up that submission in-app here. So this is what we just completed on the iPad here. Okay, does that the whole process make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So back to the store here, very simple for them to complete any work. If they need to do any kind of ad hoc work, so we do a lot of HR forms and a lot of employee warnings and incident reports and uniform requests and maintenance requests. So you can go into the My Form section here, pull up, for example, an employee warning, and just very easily, say Joe is the manager, John is the employee, select where I'm at 13:55, say, late to work, add the signature of the manager, add the signature of the employee, and then this can send it straight to you, or you can just have it as a copy in Zenput that you can pull up later. And so you can pull up all of Joe's, for example, employee warnings. Same thing as for like a supply request. You can just ask, what's the supplies needed? Take a photo of what you need. I think the uniform is a Domino's one, so very easily, how many uniforms? I need 3 placements, and then what size? And this is very simple. I mean, it could be the ones in the Brain Hub, the ones that people are using are a little bit more complex. The Domino's ones, these are just examples that we have in our demo account.
Perfect.
Okay. So the last thing for you guys on your phones, you could actually just pull up everything that's happening at your locations. So this is what it looks like for somebody that's above the store. So as an owner, I can take a look at all the tasks. If I have any tasks that I assign to myself, so I need to go do something at the stores, I have all those tasks, and then it tells me where I need to do them at which stores. Then you have all the tasks for your whole company. So underneath here, you can see at what stores are overdue, what they need to do. And you can search here as well. So I have an opening checklist. It needs to be done 1351. So all of this is all on your phone. You don't have to go onto the website to see any of this. You can see all the nearby tasks. So if you're standing in a store, you know that there's 5 tasks at that store that you're in right now. So any kind of projects, you'll see the progression of projects sending out to you. So I know there's 12 remaining of brand standards. I can go into here and see the ones that are remaining there. So I know that brand standards needs to be done at all of these locations.
And all those information, photos, stuff like that is going to be stored on the cloud or in?
Yeah, everything's on cloud on our servers. So we take care of all the infrastructure.
Oh, yeah, okay. And how long is gonna keep you guys keep it for how long?
Indefinitely. So this is your system of records, so we don't ever delete it unless you explicitly tell us to.
Oh, I see.
So you can keep it forever, and then everything.
Something like for example, if it's a house inspector or CRA that wants to check something, we can always bring it down.
Yeah.
We don't worry about data is losing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So everything you can always bring up a year, 2 years, as all the information is yours. You keep it as well. You keep the rights to it, and you could export anything. So if we go back to here, everything in Zenput can be exportable. So you'll see an export button anywhere we're looking at information. Export.
Oh, okay.
Export. And then export the photos if there was photos in here. So everything is yours. We keep it on here for whenever you need to pull anything up.
Gotcha.
Okay. And the last thing here is my forms is the same thing as here. Locations is really nice because when you walk into one of your stores, you can pull up the one that you're standing in, see everything that was done at the store. So if you just remembered, we just did employee warning here. I have it now on my phone, and I can pull it up. That employee warning that we just did. I can pull up the brand standards that we just did. I can pull up all the tasks that needs to be completed here. So I have 4 in total. And then lastly, you'll see this plus button up here. So anywhere in the app, you actually can assign out work right from your phone. So if I go back into this dashboard and I say, clean the hot bags, I can go ahead and assign it out to the store I'm at and say this is due on Friday. And so automatically I can create a task right from my phone, assign it out to the store tablets, and then you'll see that come back over here.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So you can create tasks right from here, whether it's filling out a form, taking a picture of something, so you could communicate any work right from your phone as well.
Okay. And could you show us briefly how adding a new employee would work?
Yeah. So setting up is really simple. It's just your store number, your addresses. I'll show you actually in Domino's. It makes a little more sense. Your store number, the address of the stores, and the emails of the stores. And then the users is just essentially their emails, and then they sign up themselves and put their names in here. If you ever need to delete somebody, you can just go to here and deactivate them. Let's say somebody leaves, and then it will create a dead app. So it'll actually kick them out of the app, and they won't have access to it anymore. Okay. And if you need to reset passwords or anything, everything for an admin is here if you click through it. And take a look at anybody who's in your company.
So here's the all manager. Can we also set up, let's say, CSR or delivery driver or task for shift runner task, something like that?
I wouldn't recommend it. It's a lot easier to just do everything on one tablet. If you start to add individual people on their phones, they're kind of all over the place. It's really easy to just keep it managed in one place. But anytime somebody does the work, you could put their names on it. And if you need something specifically done by a driver, for example, you can just actually add the description here. So, for example, I need them to do eyes of the customer, and I can send it to the drivers or the, to shift leader. And so when they get this information, they'll be able to see that, to be done by the shift leader. And then they can put their name on it when they complete it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it becomes, when you have too many devices going around and assigning all work left and right, it becomes too cumbersome, and also, it's their personal phone. So having a tablet and centralizing everything in one place so that you can pull up that store and see all the work that's being done makes it less complex than having everybody have a username and password.
Okay. Another question, can two devices work on one task at the same time? For example, like if I and also my shift driver, work at the same time. So I use my phone is using the tablet, and we some different things. Can we?
Yeah. Yeah, so you could be logged in on the same. You could be both logged in at the store and be doing two different tasks.
I see. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions that I can answer for you?
What I meant was the fill out form for like a new employee.
Sorry, one more time.
If we could see adding a new employee to like for payroll purposes.
Like a form to add new employees?
Yes.
I don't know if I have one in here. What do you do today? Do you just do it on a piece of paper?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to show my payroll guy how the functionality of your thing.
I don't have an example of it, but if it's something that you can do on a piece of paper, or you do it via, emailing, you could just create a form and then they fill it out and then they can just send it to your payroll guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have an example here, but essentially.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Like, for example, background check. No, I don't have it here. Like, some people do their background checks on here, so people will just they'll read the background check, they'll put all their information, and they'll send off to your payroll or whoever needs to see it. There are many different things that you can do in here. I just don't have all the examples. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Any other questions that I can answer?
Can I see that level 2 evaluation right there?
Sure.
And so later, can we mix and match which files we get from which other franchisee templates? Or is it just we pick one franchisee and roll with that?
No, so I'm logged as a franchisee. This is all the franchisees in here. You can pick whatever you want or not, or even use your own forms. So when you go into forms here, you can click on new form. You can make a new one. You can pick from the Domino's ones, or you can upload one to us and we'll just replicate it for you.
I see.
Yeah, so if there's something that you don't see in here, you could just send it to us and we'll just create it for you.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
All right. And do you guys, I don't know, did Mike share with you the cost?
You could go through the cost with me if you'd like.
Yeah, so cost is very simple. It comes out to about $400 per location per year. It breaks down to $34 per month. it comes out to exactly 408 essentially. So 408 per each store. So if you have 3, 1200, if you have 5, 2040. So that includes the store login and then everybody above the store. So if you have yourselves, if you have somebody else in your office, they will have a unique login as well. So you're just paying licenses for the stores. And then you can use this as many procedures, form, checklists that you want.
Okay, and that's US or Canadian?
It is in the US.
Okay, and what kind of ongoing support do we have?
So we have a customer success manager, so that will be proactive. So that's somebody who will help you implement and then help you make sure that you're maximizing your use of Zenput. And then you have a reactive, which is customer support, which is a phone number and email 8 to 5 for any kind of issues that anybody arises.
Okay. Perfect. And what kind of training do we go through that first part of training to know how to?
Yep. So you'll have your customer success manager will do a training, an admin training for you guys to take a look at all the setup, and then they'll do a training for your stores as well. They'll do essentially two sessions, or you can combine it into one, so that they know how to use the app, and then you know how to use the app and the admin portal as well.
Okay, and you said generally the training sessions there's two single sessions should be enough.
Yeah, we can record it too. So and we have documents as well. So we have training guides, but 2 live sessions would definitely be enough.
Okay, perfect. And this relationship manager, they help us build the structure because for our 5 stores and different shareholders and that type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll talk to you about how to build the account up, and then what forms you want in there, how you're gonna sign out the work, which ones are recurring, all of that. They'll work with you to get that all set up before you actually start, doing work at the stores.
Excellent. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I'll send you just a quick presentation to kind of just overview of what we saw, and then I'll send you also, if you'd like to move forward, what I need from you for next steps. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My phone number and my email will be on that email as well.
Okay, thank you. And Joe, I know you guys run a couple other brands. Do you guys do anything for Subway yet?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, I run a few Subways as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have Subway, Jersey Mike's, Burger King, Domino's, Papa John's, Cheesecake Factory, KFC, 7-Eleven, list goes on.
Okay.
Parties, we have a lot of restaurants that use us today.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so doing any other Subway is very simple. Same thing, just obviously different forms.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for today's presentation. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I appreciate your time, and looking forward to speaking to you soon.
Do you have my email?
I'm sorry?
Do you have my email?
I do, it's ACBC297?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Yep,
Oh.
I'll just
Okay.
send that there, and feel free.
Yeah, me and you will be in touch. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye, guys.
Bye.